So after last week's decline, the Nasdaq Triple Qs is up over 1.6%. And the S&P 500 is currently up over 1.3%. Now, based on the technicals, I was not surprised by today's rally, because if you take a look at the 1 hour RSI, we can see that the market was quite oversold. Now, today after markets close, all eyes will be on Palantir as they're set to report their Q2 earnings. But before I go ahead and give you guys the levels to watch, let's take a listen to what Dan Ives had to say about the company.
Let's talk about Palantir and whether or not we should see some fireworks. The options market, I'm just checking right now, is implying a pretty decent sized move. What exactly is the street expecting, or analysts expecting, when it comes to Palantir's results?
Yeah, Dom, Street's expecting upside here in terms of the quarter, but I think Street's underestimating. I mean, we're seeing this AI revolution. Palantir is one of the leaders, and I think that's why they're the Messi of AI. And when it comes to the use cases on the enterprise, they're exploding. Look, I think next 2 to 3 years, this is $1 trillion market cap.
If it's the Lionel Messi of this particular AI boom, then what the expectations are have to be really high. How much does it have to beat by, and on what metrics, for that stock to keep continuing on the trajectory that it's on?
Yeah, it's a great question. Look, commercial growth called 45, 50%. But when I'm looking over the next, call it 6, 12 months, I think Street's underestimating numbers 15, 20%. I mean, this is just in the beginning of this AI revolution. And when you look at who's leading it, of course, it's Godfather of AI, Jensen, NVIDIA, Microsoft. Look at all the hyperscalers. The use cases are led by Palantir. They're basically playing chess, and everyone else is playing checkers. And that's why I think that's what's going to show up tonight.
Okay, if that's going to show up tonight, this is also a situation where you can't dispute the fact, Dan, that many of these types of names, Palantir included, have seen a massive surge in terms of their market values over the course of the last year, and especially over the last 2 years, given the AI boom. It's leading some folks to question whether or not valuations are justified at these levels. Some are even using the word bubble, likening it to back in the dot-com boom. Is that the case here?
I mean, I think it could be further from the truth, because there's some of that covered tech stocks in the late 90s, in the bubble. This is dramatically different because it's a revolution. It's trillions of dollars that's going to be spent over the next few years. And that's why it's a fourth industrial revolution. When you look at Palantir, look, if you look at just the valuation over the next year, you've missed every transformational tech stock the last 20 years. And I believe Palantir is one of the core leaders of not just next year, of next 3, 5 years. I think Karp and the team are playing a different game. And I think it all comes down to use cases on the enterprise. And I've said it's only 10 p.m. in this AI party that goes to 4 a.m. It was 9 p.m. a year ago.
Now, current support for Palantir is at 159. If the stock starts falling below this level, then I want you guys to look for a pullback to 147. And if that level breaks, then look for a 12% pullback to 140. Now, above current support, Palantir has resistance at 161 and at 169. If the stock can get above 161, then I want you guys to look for a 5% run to 169. And if the bulls can break above that level, then I want you guys to look for a 10% run to 176. Overall, to the upside, we can possibly see a run to 183 for Palantir. Now, the next stock I got for you guys is currently up over 8%. Ticker symbol APLD, Applied Digital. So current support for APLD right now is at 13.30. If the stock falls below this level, then look for a pullback to $12 per share. And if that level breaks, then look for a further pullback to $11.44. From current price, that would be a decline of over 16%. Now, if buyers can keep the stock above $13.30, then I want you guys to look for a 6% run to $14.50. And if the stock can break above this level, then look for a run back to all-time highs at $15.04. From current price, that would be a return of over 10%. Overall, to the upside, if the stock can get back above all-time highs, then we could possibly see a run to $16.30 and to $17.72. Alright guys, if you liked today's video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, and if you're currently watching and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.